Right, okay, so just for advice that this meeting is being visually and audio recorded for publication on the Thatcham Town Council YouTube channel. Welcome to the grant subcommittee of the 14th of June. May I have any apologies, please?
Apologies received from Councillor Cole with Councillor Dillon substituting, and apologies received from Councillor Brooks and also from Owen, Councillor Jeffrey.
Wonderful, thank you. As in Mike's absence, I will take the chair as vice chairman. Okay, that's wonderful. Are there any particular declarations of interest?
Yes, item 1, Chairman, Thatcham Memorial Foundation. Means the memorial over there. I'm a trustee.
You're a trustee on behalf of the council?
No, not on behalf of the council. No.
Owen and Mike. The town
Okay.
council.
So I've just been
Drawn into it.
drawn into the.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that.
I need some advice then. Can I speak and vote? I imagine probably not.
My advice would be no, because you have a personal liability as a trustee, don't you?
But I thought when I wanted to.
Okay.
So, well, I'm not gonna, I won't walk out. I just hide and
Pause is okay. Wonderful, thank you for that. Right, we've got several minutes here to be taken. I will take them on block, as is 8.
Chairman.
Thank you. And is that seconded? Yeah, thank you. Those 4. So I will get through to those later in at the end of the meeting. As there's so many. Right, now we come to the best part. Item 4, grant recipients, thanks. So if you would present that, Trudy, please.
Yes, so I included in your information pack an extract from the annual town report where we received thanks from many of the people who donated earlier in the year. And you'll see thanks to
Yes.
town council within there. Fantastic support.
It's very heartwarming to see the gratitude and the good that this town council is doing. It's warmed the heart. Is it possible? Is it okay to put this on the website, or the Thatcham Town Council website, do you think?
Public document.
It's
Public document.
It is
Yeah.
on the Thatcham Town Council website.
Could we ask it through you, the town clerk, if she could find a space to put some of these?
I think the same it is on there.
It is already, is it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm saying.
Yes,
Okay,
the,
well, that's great.
yeah.
Wonderful. No, that really is very good.
What it might be worthwhile, Chair, is looking at the number of applications in this round being relatively low, is maybe pushing some of this feedback out on Facebook as a reason why people should bid, because they might go, oh look, I recognise that group, may got some money, so yeah, it's worth us putting, put in our application.
So after the last grants round, I did do a Facebook post showing the amounts that we donated and copied all of these groups into that Facebook post, but we can maybe elaborate on it.
Yeah, maybe, take out individual quotes and, here's how it makes a difference, and then just the quote.
And put with that, we are asking for people to come forward. These are the type of things that you can get, so encouraging them to come to us. It's not everything is possible. It's of course wonderful. So, and I'll take that as noted. Thank you. Okay, the agreement with the Greenham Trust for matching funding to receive and consider the agreement between ourselves and the trust. So, if you want to present that, please, really.
So, as you're aware, each year we sign an agreement with Greenham Trust. Both sides agreeing to the match funding and the terms and conditions. So this year we will be having £17,000 for this financial year, which we match funded by the Greenham Trust.
Okay. Are there any changes, do you know, from this to last year?
No, it looks to be the same.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just raise a point that I raised up before, sort of off the record, has been 17,000 as long as I think I've been considering these grants, and I did suggest a few years ago we write Greenham to see if they would raise the limit, say to 25,000, so that that they would match us. So that would be more money for us to distribute. They came back to say no. I can't remember there's any particular reason given, but is this something we could try again? This is a few years on.
I think whilst I'd like Greenham Common Trust to increase their contribution, it also means we have to allocate more of our budget towards it. I'm not sure our funds are in a position to be able to increase our grant pot by £8,000 to then be able to get the 25 match funding. Maybe a recommendation to the F&GP for when they set the budget. To review it then.
We could look at inflation rates, certainly. They might even come up to that.
Set against our budget, we spend about £1 million a year.
I think we should certainly review the amount.
Whilst I'm almost in the chair, we've got the note from Mike Cole about the subcommittee report saying it seems that we distributed £15,159 last year in total. What happened to the remainder of the 17,000? Does that go back into general reserve, or is it available for this year?
Ready?
I believe it went into general reserve, but I don't know the exact, I can't confirm that.
If you can come back to Richard and myself.
That will be the case, otherwise it would be
Copy the members.
17,000 plus more.
So we know exactly. So there might be another way of getting the information. Yes, indeed. No, certainly I think it is quite right. It certainly should be reviewed within obviously our means. Okay, so we consider the agreement and ask you to confirm in support of the agreement.
I'm happy to support this new agreement for 22/3.
Gives seconded.
Yeah, seconded.
Those four.
Can that be signed by an officer or does it need a member?
I believe I can sign it.
So, lovely.
Wonderful, thank you. Right, so we come to item number 6, to note the total funding available for grant aid 2022 and 2023 is £17,000 across 2 tranches.
Very noted, Chair.
Yep. Exactly, we've done that, didn't we? Okay, to consider the initial report applications with connection to Thatcham committee may wish to produce a short list of applications to be considered at a further meeting of this committee, to which the representatives of the shortlisted organisations can be invited to attend. Okay.
6C on the agenda, Chair.
Yeah.
The request from West Berkshire Action for Refugees. Is that a request for funds?
It was a request for funding. They were looking to get their application up in time, so we popped them on here so they could be considered at this meeting. And so from the new spreadsheet, they've been loaded to the bottom of the spreadsheet. We were just literally waiting for their information to go through. So
Have we checked out the legality of that one? Because they don't have recourse to public funds.
right.
So I'd like to just get some legal. I know we're giving it to the charity, not to the refugee directly.
Yes.
I think as these are public funds, quite clearly, I think I'd want to get a check on them.
On what exactly?
Yeah. On if legally a town council can give them a grant to use on asylum seekers who don't have recourse for public funds in this country.
Okay.
I was going to raise that point as a minute came up. One is reminded of the parish council wanted to give £5,000 to the victims of the Boxing Day tsunami in 2004. An extreme example. They were told it was ultra vires, so the money they're administering has to be used for the benefit of their taxpaying.
Yes, within Thatcham. I mean, that is totally
seems to me
quite black and white.
The refugees themselves that have say little status for seeking.
Well, they are a resident at the moment within our parish.
They may not be for long.
No, this is true.
They may, of course, be forwarded elsewhere or returned.
Well, I think we're looking at them as a gathering of people, not just as individuals. Lee, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that the Boxing Day tsunami would be around the rules of a council spending money to benefit its parish and its parishioners.
Yeah.
Which is a bit different, because I would accept that while people are in Thatcham, they are our parishioners, and children aren't taxpayers, but they benefit as well. So I don't think it's about necessarily paying that, but I think there's probably, it's just worth a check in that we don't want to award a grant unless you get
It was an extreme example to make spend, not sent to some volcanic outburst. But those who have come from, I think, El Salvador is often mentioned. These current residents at the hotel, seems to me they have no status was us for funds. They're not resident in the way I would treat it, nor are they taxpayers or ratepayers.
Truly.
May I suggest then that we defer this to the next meeting on the, I think it's the 5th of July, and hopefully.
Oh, we've got a meeting all of that soon booked in.
Yep,
So,
I think that's agreed. We'll review the legal status.
Of advice from
Yes, yeah.
West Berks as to whether we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Then we can contact.
I think that wonderful. So actually, we've done item C.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know it was on the bottom of the spreadsheet, and so in that case, it mattered to know if there was money to decide what to do with the
Oh,
other.
exactly, they're directly affected. Okay, so we'll continue with item B.
So you all should have a larger version of this in front of you. You cannot see it on the screen. So taking each one in turn. First of all, we have Thatcham Memorial Foundation. Did you want to perhaps go through first, maybe consider them? I think we've got
We graded them, we know, don't we?
criteria.
An ABC, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes, so we've
Yeah.
got here for yourself, and also put it up.
Yeah, so criteria for assessing applications, we've got A, the amount seeking in full, B, supportive but not necessarily for the amount that they are seeking, or further information required, and C, no grant, either received one already ineligible or no perceived benefit to Thatcham residents. I think, yes, that's pretty much the way we go.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. So,
Chair,
Can I raise a point on this? The top right, it says not requested is repeated several times. Does that mean they've not requested of us, or we've not requested of them? Not quite sure. If Madam, through you.
yes, of course, let's try, yeah, I'm away with the fair.
so if they have a direct link with Thatcham, we haven't tended to request information if we know of the link already. But if they're not Thatcham based, then we ask them for more information as to how Thatcham residents will benefit.
Right, okay, thank you.
Kimberly,
so, Chairman, with that criteria for application 1, Thatcham Memorial Foundation, I would propose a C.
okay. We have the
I'm sorry.
green sheet. I mean, we're saying here that they've not requested from us anyway, have they?
No, we haven't requested information from the memorial
okay.
because it's a Thatcham-based site. We
Okay.
already know that it will clearly benefit
Right,
or not Thatcham residents.
And
yes, Julie.
obviously the information we have available is what was included in the application
Yeah.
summary form, and that's on that one.
Any specific reason?
But I mean, something like a large play area of 136,000 should be done in a strategic partnership with the town council, not through its grant giving scheme.
Agreed. Yeah,
And that's why I wouldn't fund it through this.
no, it's an inappropriate way
So propose C, Chairman,
and seconded.
and Richard's
I'm-
abstaining.
Yeah, I know. No, so, thank you, yeah. Okay,
So
Right.
second one is Spotlight UK. They are looking for funding for a family fun day. They So they're looking to support children who have to help increase their confidence, their self-esteem, and their families access support. And they're looking to run a fun day event with a load of West Berkshire schools, it's a knockout event, of free inflatable entertainment. And they will be asking for nominations from schools, including Thatcham Park and Francis Bailey, aiming to get families together.
Okay, Lee?
So, Mr. Chairman, this event is due to take place on the 2nd of July. It's the 14th of June today.
2 weeks.
Yeah, they've either already got the money and they're trying to claim it back, recover it back, or they haven't got the money yet. And even if we give them some, it would probably be at risk of them being able to complete the activity. So because of that, I propose a C, actually.
Okay.
I was a B in my mind, but with the timescales, they won't even get back. Our meeting is on the 5th of July, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I propose a C on this occasion.
I think my view was that I don't recall them applying previously. I may be wrong, but it doesn't sound to me sufficiently substantial and well established to justify an application. So I would agree with C.
Okay, and those 4, C. Thank you. Okay, next item. Time to talk.
Next is Time to Talk West Berkshire. So
Lee?
So we need some more information just around some of the Thatcham numbers. Time to Talk is a well-established charity in Newbury that has worked in Thatcham a long time. It was one of my charities when I was mayor.
Oh, right.
So the council's
Okay.
got quite a long association with it.
Okay.
I think we just need to understand more about the numbers of use. So I propose a B for now, which is further information, and then we could determine if an award would be appropriate, depending on the number of Thatcham residents.
I'll second that from the chair. Everybody happy with a B?
Yeah, I'm okay with B.
Yep.
Community United, Mr. Chairman, I propose a B because they haven't given us all the information we need yet. So it's almost a deferral rather than a proposal of anything at this stage.
Sure. Richard, you happy with that? We're just looking for going for B.
It's pending info, they haven't got it to us yet, Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm suggesting B.
So for further information.
That's a B then.
Yep, okay.
okay, so the next one we have
West Berkshire Homeless.
West Berkshire Homeless. So the amount they are looking for is £6,496. They are looking for emergency utilities and food support. We have previously supported them with a drop-in project earlier in the year. They've put figures from the last month that indicate the percentage of clients West Berkshire Homeless are supporting in the Thatcham area, approximately 25% of their total commitment. Project says during the last months, West Berkshire Homeless have been increasingly asked for funds for emergency gas and electricity cover and food at weekends and bank holidays when there are less available free food supplies. This is due to benefit reductions, problems or delays. West Berkshire Homeless expenditure in this area is running around £1,000 to £1,400 per month.
Okay, thank you. Lee?
I don't think there are benefit reductions actually in that time period. I think the uplift was removed in fairness just in terms of record straight. I propose a B, Mr. Chairman, but not for more information, but to award the 25% of the £6,500, which would be £1,625. i.e. we're covering the cost of the Thatcham residents. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that it's Newbury based and despite obviously they're going to say it's actually going to benefit to some degree, but I was perhaps a little sceptical about
I
the
can
numbers. So
I can actually, I have been in contact over the past few years with some homeless people, and try to actually help them. And it's a hidden problem. You don't see it. You've got people couch surfing around Thatcham, and I know at least 3 or 4 people are known to me who are in this situation in Thatcham. So yes, I would say I think that's we don't expect them to pump up figures in a reputable organisation, and so I go along with the
1,625 chair. So it'd be a B.
B if it can be annotated to that we're looking at the 25% figure.
Yes.
Yeah, so 25%. I worked out on 6,500 just because they're £4 short. Easier math. So actually, technically, it's probably like 25.1%, Rich.
Oh no, much too much.
I'll be transparent.
So I think that's a yes with a B, and there's 25%.
Yeah.
25.1. The nearest figure is.
So the next one we have is Thatcham Town Cricket Club. Further information hasn't been requested because obviously you're aware
Yes,
where they are.
very well aware, yeah.
So they are looking for supporting sports field live streaming. So they've got the capability which exists for recreational cricket to be broadcasted, live streamed over the internet to a worldwide audience. The cost of installing a fully integrated live streaming system with previously purchased electronic scoreboard via TGE isn't prohibitively expensive, in the region of 4K. Live streaming cricket matches from our home ground sports field will have the following benefits: promote the club, increase sponsorship opportunities, as advertising can be inserted, act as coaching aid to all adult and junior playing members, aid the recruitment and retention of playing members. Players will stay longer at the club and spend more money. If in the bar, it highlights are shown in the club. On a Saturday evening after the match, clubs have installed a live streaming system, have been seen an increase in bar revenue. So that's what they're looking for to support.
Yeah, Lee.
I'd propose a B. I don't think I would award streaming the £3,200, but I think there could be an award that we do there. What I was surprised about actually is how many derived benefits they put from it. I mean, I saw it and was like, well, I wasn't particularly keen on it, to be honest with you. And then when I read about increasing the takings at the bar as well, I was thinking actually that's going to help the club become more sustainable and put on more coaching sessions, and actually the children being able to watch back their techniques and stuff like that is all great. I mean, I've spent quite a bit of today watching the England-New Zealand test whilst working from home, but the ability for children to be able to see where their hands are in relation to the ball and stuff would be beneficial, I think.
So this is more than just what we're doing now, making it available to the public. This can be used as a kind of coaching aid. Is that's what
they're saying in their report? Yeah.
I was when I read this, I was thinking of an A, but can you just refresh my memory? An A means
full award.
And lots of B's and C's.
Full award.
Full award.
I'd be inclined for an A myself. So.
Okay, I think that's the consensus. Are you looking for that as an A?
No, I think out of 17,000, 3,250 on streaming is a large chunk of the cash.
Yes,
I do. We don't have to give 1,500 on me. That's what you're going to say.
Sorry, I know it wouldn't mean we're giving them all the money, but
An A does mean that. That's what an A means.
What does it?
Yeah, that's why I'm going for quite a few.
Full.
All right, well, they've been up and they've gone, so I'm a little bit confused.
Yes. So
It means we're going to look favourably upon their application.
Yeah, they get something. Yeah,
They get something.
and then
Sorry, I'm sorry, I'll withdraw that. I'm
no.
happy with the B.
B. I thought it was very generous of you.
I think so. He's
From there.
a fan there.
I was just a little stunned there. No.
All right, okay, I'll.
Yes, for a B. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. On to the next then, please. And we put the spreadsheet up.
So the next one is the Corn Exchange. They have a project called Mental Health Surviving to Thriving. There was quite a bit in the brief that was sent out about the programme. And then I contacted them specifically with regards to Thatcham. And they've said, as part of the pilot phase of this project, the Corn Exchange are running sessions in Thatcham currently at the community venue, Alice by Court. There are 12 members of the class who have attended 2 courses of 6 weeks each. The final course of 6 weeks starts in June. In February, they had 2 sessions running in Thatcham, Art for Wellbeing at Frank Hutch and Creative Art Journaling at Thatcham Town Council Meeting Room. Both these courses had approximately 10 participants. And then the next phase of the project, they hope to run similar projects going forward. And this is, I think, where this project comes in.
I mean, so the same we probably need to do at the end of this, which is go back and halve the money again. So that 1,625 needs to be, yeah, okay. So Chair, on this one, so if we did halve it, so you're on about £200 a place.
Yes.
That's quite a big subsidy to 10 individuals, isn't it? Go on.
Trudy.
I just, oh no, that's right. Apologies. But I've got my decimal point in wrong. No, it's okay.
Yeah, so 200 quid a place, I think. And then interestingly, the Community United West Berkshire one is mental health surviving to thriving, and so is this one.
Yes.
So I think let's get them both in at the same meeting, see what their outcomes are, because you don't want to fund one if they're overlapping, and then we pick whichever one's most suitable for the biggest hit for the buck.
So a B. For further information.
Info rather than guaranteed funding for that one would be my.
Sorry, you lost me. What's the community fund one?
The one that's 4 up, Richard, from the Corn Exchange. So 1946.
I see one you considered already.
Yeah, but you see, it's got the same project, mental health surviving to thriving, and this one, mental health surviving to thriving. So I'd like to see them side by side to be able to compare their works.
No, I think that's agreed now. Sorry.
But I just say where, page 2, where will the project take place is a long list of villages and towns, of which Thatcham is simply one. So they're spreading themselves quite thinly, at least as far as we're concerned. The same with where the beneficiaries reside. So bear in mind, we've got to make sure they got a.
Yeah, I think that's why we're asking for them to come in and give a presentation.
So what's the proposal?
B for more information, no funding. Yeah.
You want to come back in there? No, you're okay. Right. Okay. On to the next, which is the Parkinson's UK Newbury.
I'd propose a B, Chairman, and then I would give them 24% of the 1883, which is £452. So in effect, it would be 200.
Oh, red hot on your calculator there, aren't you?
£226 or something like that. But propose B.
So where did the calculation come from?
I've done 24% of 1800.
You're ahead of me, then where does that figure?
That's how much they require.
I see. And the 24% as opposed to?
But it says 24% of members are from the Thatcham Cold Ash area.
Yes, all right.
So I worked out 24% of that balance, which was £452.
Yes, again, here I see the beneficiaries residing West Berks, Hungerford, Newbury and so on. So I was going to say that they're casting their bread.
Yes, but we're only giving them in proportion as to the advice.
I'm fairly sure that if it's a B, then
Yeah, no, it's not an A, yeah, definitely a B. So I think that's taken as read. Okay, and move on. Fair Coast Centre, Age Concern and Newbury and District extending our reach.
So, yes. So Fair Close Centre are based in Newbury, but they want to extend their reach out. So currently, 35% of the members are Thatcham residents, and as of last week, they've resumed running a dedicated, I think, bus link between here and Newbury to bring
Ferry them in.
them in. So they're looking to They want to increase their outreach.
I propose a fee anyway, Chairman, for more info, because we don't know what their total membership number is. We don't know what 35% is as a value.
No, I fully agree.
And, you know, they still need 38 grand. It's a 115 grand project.
Yeah.
It's a very large.
Yeah.
But it's the lease of a minibus, it's the salary for a minibus,
Minibus.
the salary of an outreach worker, and then diesel. And that diesel cost is going to be wrong now.
It does make you wonder why they don't hook up with one of the like ready buses and such like.
Well, yeah, and handy buses.
And the handy bus.
Have a route where they can drop them off on the way.
I say they're well established, fair centres.
Yes,
Been around for
and
ages.
Yeah.
and they've been active on social media, not recently, but they were putting themselves out and
They had
about.
a great Jubilee event there as well.
They did.
And
Okay.
Margot Payne's up there and stuff.
So B,
Mhm.
Be for more info.
more information. Yeah, because I'm concerned that we're not making best use of the resources, but of course, that's the decision at the end of the day. But it will come in as a factor of our agreement. Okay, move to the volunteer centre.
Volunteer Centre West Berkshire. So attached, I think, as a further appendix, is what they sent through to me. A project report update from the trustees. I think, did I attach it? Yeah. So the aim of that project is to provide an outreach and promotional service, encouraged to use our handybus services to elderly in Thatcham and Newbury, includes to Educafe and Fair Close Centre.
Another band that's fair close up.
So
We just become a bus operator.
Well, exactly, which is what.
Yeah, I mean, I propose a B just because their report doesn't have any quantitative data in it.
I agree, and I'm just feeling reluctant to dive into these when we see some duplication of not a waste, but I mean, it could be more effective and more efficient if they combine their resources with some facilities that already exist.
I'm happy with the B.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And then we've already discussed West Berkshire, which is a B, subject to legal advice, really, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's neat and done, Sharon. Gosh.
We had to calculate the sums of money at that.
So what's the plan now? We invite people to come in, make further.
So
Trudy's going to work it out now.
What's the
So-
plan? We're going to do this tonight or?
No, we're not. That we won't make any more decisions tonight. Now that's the decision bit done.
Well, that's what I thought.
So we've allocated your A, Bs and Cs.
Yeah.
You've indicated possibly a support for 2. Is that
Yeah.
right? That was
So that's the
West Berkshire homeless.
homelessness, 1,625. So in reality,
It's £812.50.
perfect.
And then
19505 Parkinson UK,
a-
£226. Yeah,
so-
and then all the rest of B's apart from the Mem Hall, which is a C.
So
You're clear on what you want you to gather in.
and the rest of them are
All B.
so some we're not going to look at. First, the top 2 we're not looking at. Thatcham Memorial and Spotlight.
Yeah.
Cs. Time to talk is request further information with regard to Thatcham residents.
Yeah.
Community United, you'd like to see.
But it says pending information anyway. We haven't had it, have we?
So
Yeah.
if I get more information on that, and you'd like to possibly invite them in to discuss that one, their project. Awarded the West Berkshire homeless. Thatcham Town Cricket Club, you've said it's a B, but you've not made a decision on an amount for that one yet.
No,
Corn Exchange, require more info and possibly to come in and present that one. Parkinson's.
What I would say, Trudy, on, sorry, Madam Deputy Clerk, is on the Corn Exchange, theirs is a £30,000 project that has already secured 26 grand of its funding. So it's well on its way to being established, whereas the community West Berkshire one needs all 34.5 grand still. So
It's a big gap.
yeah. So I suspect if the outcomes were similar on both, I would be more inclined to support the Corn Exchange one this time round, because I think you can guarantee the project will get off the road and be delivered.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's always a question, isn't it?
Topping up.
Give money and then
Mhm.
does the project.
You could award it and wait until they do their fundraising, but as you say, there's a large gap for them to fill in.
Parkinson's, you've said, as we say, we'll award them 24% at £226, which we'll include in next meeting.
Yeah.
Fair Close Centre, you want details of their total membership and more information from them with regards to
Yeah, we want to know the number of Thatcham residents rather than just a percentage.
Volunteer Centre West Berkshire. You've said a B there.
Need a better report, a quantitative report rather than what we've been given, really, which doesn't really say much.
Numbers and figures.
Are inviting anybody to come along and address us, or something to write in, or both?
Well, we can do both. I mean, we can invite them to come and make a
That's what we've done in
presentation.
the past.
Yeah.
That's what I would be expecting in
Yeah.
the second round.
We'd ask them to come in,
Invite them.
but at least if they don't come and put obviously a report, a proper report together, so they have the option. I would very much like that they come in and talk to us. I mean, that's.
Depends how many of them.
So that's Volunteer Centre West Berkshire you'd like to invite. So, or is it all?
I think all the Bs.
Yes.
Yeah, we should try and get them to come in.
Yeah.
Because we need to try and work out what, we've already said they're not going to get all of it. We need to work out, is it 99 or 1%? And I think talking to the organisation gives councillors that reassurance then, doesn't it, when it's making this decision?
And to ask questions as well.
Yes.
Yeah, to have
They've got to be a
have that
two-way.
confidence and reassurance.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm
And finally, West Berkshire Action for Refugees, subject to legal
legal
advice.
issue.
Yeah.
So
Great. I think.
Do you want to, with the cricket club, do you two gents want to suggest a figure now rather than bring them back, or do you want to bring them back?
I want to bring them back.
All they need is 3,800. So actually all we need to give them is £2,000, and they've got their project funded, haven't they?
3,255.
Yeah, so yeah, 1,500 quid
Okay.
from our pocket.
No,
And
putting,
then it's done.
yeah,
Because you were both happy to do a B, which was a partial
Yes.
award anyway.
yeah.
So are you happy to give them 1,500 quid?
Well,
Question.
we have a very close relationship with them, and I think they do a
We're their landlord.
Yes, as
They can't do a runner at least.
Rob Peter to pay Paul. Yes, Richard, you wanted to.
Sorry, how much would,
1,500.
so we've given 15 and they forget the other 15?
Yeah, they get the other 1,500.
Yes, okay. Are we giving away 8.5 this time round, or the full 17? As I've said before, usually we give half now and half in the autumn, or is all the money up for grabs?
All the money won't get allocated, that's for sure, because look, we've still got, so after we've just allocated what we've just done tonight, we've still got 14.5 grand left. I don't think we're allocating all that 14 out to the rest of the.
Well, there aren't enough applicants. Sometimes there's a lot more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
And then anything that's left over, we'll run a second tranche then with what's left over.
I said we don't want to, a second
Yeah.
tranche in 6 months.
True.
So with those indicative figures there, do you want to agree to those ones tonight? As to
The A's, you mean?
No, all of them I would check. I propose all of those hard figures that are in there as being recommendations and awards in effect.
Okay, so you're proposed. I'll second that from the chair. And who's happy to award the figures that we have on the board that we discussed?
So
And
they're set in stone then, as
The first three that we've awarded,
Right.
yeah.
so after 17 with, right, okay.
Yeah, it's
This would give in.
exactly, it's
£2.5 grand tonight.
Yes, is that clear? Yeah, truly, because I really welcome, and please make clear to all of the clubs that they come and talk to us, and then we can hear what they're trying to achieve, and it can be clearly, yes, exactly, as simple as that.
For the Thatcham Family Fun Day, can we get some posters made up to have on the town council stand? You know, maybe with a QR code so people can take a photo of it and then they get the link to the website. We're also going to do some surveys at the Family Fun Day this year as well. You know, like a map of the town and different age groups get different colour stickers.
Yep.
Working on something like that.
I would, yep, definitely.
If we've got some small flyers, we could go and leaflet all the cars, couldn't we? With them?
I mean, I've worked with a number of small charity trusts and they find it difficult to give the money away because people don't know of them. And I'm sure that there's lots of other good causes out there that just don't realise that there's a pot of money waiting here.
All the PTAs in Thatcham. I mean, my kids the other day had to bring £1 in each to buy an ice lolly. And it said, you know, if no one's got £1, then don't worry, we'll give them an ice lolly. But if every kid came with about £1, they didn't have 350.
A donation rather than a
But,
prize.
you know, donations to all the PTAs and stuff like that help it go, doesn't it?
Yeah. Wonderful. I think that's all done and dusted. Yes. No other advice. Wonderful. But then we go to item 7 on Tuesday, the 5th of July for the next meeting. Wonderful. And with that, meeting to and with the great and able assistance of Mr. Dillon, sorry, Councillor Dillon, we have achieved.
I said to the boys, I said, if I'm not back by 8 o'clock, we've not done well. I said to the lads and they left the house.
Wonderful.